Hi class, so what I'm asking you to do is write a chord composition where you use a lot of modal interchange. So you're going to follow, like as this piece did, you're going to follow a chart. And you're going to start on the 1 major 7 chord, and then you're going to go to a modal interchange chord of your choice, then a diatonic chord, modal interchange chord, diatonic, modal interchange, your choice, and end on the 1 chord. It turns out that we can do this without modulating because we keep going back into the key. So you get a chance to have a more color from the key, and then you get a color from outside the key, and a color in the key, and a color from outside the key. It's an interesting little compositional exercise, and sometimes you end up writing something really cool that you might want to actually use in one of your songs. What are the requirements? Essentially, they're all written here, but essentially you can only use one melodic motive. You notice how I only had one idea that kept getting varied and repeated, this one little idea here. So you can only have one short idea like that. So you have to have a period where you have a little bit of activity and then a long note, a little bit of activity and then a long note. And then I recommend that the notes that you target, I want you to try to use primarily tensions, colorful notes, or sevenths. You don't have to do that 100% of the time, but you should try to do it a majority of the time. So if you notice here, I did a 9, that became a sharp 11. That's a 5th, but it's a 9 here. That's an 11. That's a major 7. Here's a 7. That's a 5th, and that's a 5th. So still the majority of the notes are sevenths or tensions. That's what we're looking for to experience those colors. You're going to use a three-stave score like this. And then you're going to, on a separate piece of paper, or actually on the second page of the score, you're going to write the chord scales for each chord. And in your melody, you're going to only use the notes from that chord scale. So you have to, own your melody choices by connecting them to the chord scale. And then another part of the requirements is that you have to analyze the melody. So you have to write in what is each note against the chord of the moment. So for example, right here, I would write 9 against that chord, then I would write 1 because it's the root, 9, and then this note, because it's an anticipation, would go with that chord, and it would be 11. So you go through and you analyze the melody. So in short, you're coming up with a 8-bar composition, well, nine bars with the final chord. You're using one single motive, in which you have a period of activity and a period of a long duration note. You are following the form map and the harmonic requirements map. You are you're making sure you have full harmonic analysis and you have full melodic analysis, and you are writing accompanying chord scales. Now, if you use a chord more than once, you don't have to write the chord scale more than once. This is the requirements right there if you need to read them over. I think that covers it. In terms of audio or process, you can use the attached finale file if you like. But you don't have to. You can come up with your ideas in a DAW or something like that. You can always export this to a DAW too. But when you hand it in, you have to hand in audio, and then you have to also hand in a score that shows your melody analysis voicings, 4-way close voicings, and just the simplest representation of your bass line. If you write a more complicated bass line, you don't have to write the whole thing out. You just represent the main bass motion here. Okay, so that's it.